Yes guys, after 3 weeks of not having the STI running, it is finally back in business and I could not be any happier. Those of you who don't know what happened, about 3 weeks ago, I had lost all the pressure in my clutch, so I pushed the pedal all the way in and it never came back out. A lot of people in the comments during that video said that it could have been my slave cylinder or my master cylinder. But after pulling off the clutch, if it wasn't actually the clutch, then it was soon to be the clutch. The flywheel actually had grooves on the disc and the actual plates on the pucks of the clutch were completely chewed out. So if it wasn't the clutch, it was going to be the clutch sooner or later. Clutch job actually took me about 4 to 5 days. Even though it's been out for 3 weeks, I wasn't able to work on it for those 3 weeks. So it took us about 4 to 5 days. And on the last day, I actually had Javier come out and help me. The reason I asked him to come out on the last day was because when we put the transmission in, I noticed it was a little off-centered. It was hugging the driver's side a little more than it should have. And I also noticed that the motor was actually tilted. So the driver's side was sitting a little higher than the passenger side. So Javier came over and he jacked up the engine just a little bit, and he noticed that the motor mounts actually didn't have nuts on them. So it absolutely mind blows me the amount of things that I have found wrong with this car, the amount of bolts and nuts missing on certain things. I had a bolt missing on the transmission and I also had a nut missing on the transmission. But other than that, the clutch installation went pretty smoothly. It was a little difficult. It was our first time doing a clutch. The hardest part, and I said this before, was getting that transmission back onto the studs and lining it back in. Other than that, everything else is pretty easy. Removing the axles, removing the drive shaft, removing the entire exhaust, all that was pretty easy stuff that we've done before. But I want to give a huge thank you to the people who helped me get this done. I couldn't have done it without you guys. First off, for Ruben for letting me borrow the jack and also giving me that forum that actually helped out so much throughout the entire process of it. So I want to give a huge thank you to Eric, Cali STI. I'm always hitting him up and he always has an answer for me when I have a question. I want to give a huge thank you to Javier for coming out and always answering questions when I need him answered as well. But he came out and he is the reason why the car is finally back up and running. I think it's always nice to have a little break from the car because once you get back in it, it's like an unbelievable feeling. I am also very glad because I no longer have a chattery clutch. We all know that 6-puck clutch that I used to have was absolutely terrible for daily driving. I can't really get in there and show you too much because the intercooler's in the way, but along with the new clutch, I also replaced the slave cylinder, and then we also got a steel braided clutch line that Ruben recommended to me. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, there was moments when we were doing this where things were not going my way, and I was just telling myself that I was way in over my head doing this and that I should have just paid someone to do it. But I'm actually very glad that I did this myself. And I don't want to say myself because everyone else came out to help. Marco, Diego, Nestor, all those guys came out, Javier. Off doing this clutch install, I literally feel like I can do anything with this car now. That was the most difficult thing I've ever had to do with it, and we got it done. So if you guys are ever out there, don't discourage yourselves. I know I did throughout this entire process. Things are gonna go wrong, that's how it always happens, but the most important thing is that you're learning. So as far as clutch feel, it's actually really nice. The contact point is a little lower, which I like. I think it might be a little stiffer than my old clutch, but I really like that. I'd rather have a stiffer clutch than a softer clutch. But the biggest thing, like I said, is no more chatter. There is a little bit right now down low when I don't gas it enough, but nothing compared to the old clutch. And I heard even that chatter right now goes away after the clutch is broken in. And that also brings me to my last point. I still have about 450 miles left to go to break in the new clutch, and honestly I can't wait to break it in because I haven't boosted this car in over 3 weeks, and by the time I'm done doing it, it's gonna be like a month. So I'm excited to break it in. Hopefully you guys are. Make sure you leave a comment down below what you guys think. And I think for now that's pretty much everything with the clutch. We are actually gonna go meet up with a subscriber named AJ. He
too, like everyone else.
Oh, dude, you're so lucky.
We are out here with AJ. AJ is a subscriber of the channel.
Yes, sir.
And he actually just bought one of the most recognizable Subarus on Instagram.
Just wanted to say, well, this is my 2003 WRX. This was originally WRX Ian's. It's pretty much my family wagon. Grocery getter. Fender flared, ABW fender flare, Cosmos rims, Mishimoto radiator. It's all wrapped satin metallic gray. It's my baby.
You like it?
I love
so far?
it. I love my car.
How long have you had it?
2 months.
2 months now?
2 months. But it's definitely a head turner, and it's definitely, I love driving it.
AJ, what plans do you have for the Bug Eye in the future?
Right now I'm looking into going bagged, or I'm looking into going front mount, bigger turbo. I think I'm gonna change it, just keep the color, because I love the color.
Yeah, it's a nice color.
It works out perfect. Other than that, maybe some different seats, maybe a little bit more interior, like NRG quick release. I don't know.
Like AJ said, this car used to be owned by WRX Ian, and he actually got rid of the alumistatic taillights, and he took the Circuit Demon headlights with him as well, right?
Yeah.
So what are your plans for that? You plan on getting the alumistatic again?
I plan on going pretty much almost back to the way it was, because it just has that nice clean look, and it made the car pop more. Is what it did. It definitely brought more attention to it.
And as for headlights, if you find the Morettes like Diego,
oh, if I find the Morettes, I'm probably gonna get those for sure. Yeah.
And if not, you'll stick with Circuit Demon.
Yeah, just because Circuit Demon, they make a good quality headlight, and it's sick how they turn out.
Oh yeah. They always do like that honeycomb design.
They do the honeycomb, changes colors. I mean, they're bad. It's definitely worth it. But other than that, for the back, all I want to do is get a Crawford Performance exhaust. I like the NVIDIA sound, but Crawford has that more deepy throttle sound.
You had that on the 06, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have an 06 WRX, and that's what it has on it right now. So, or I might just swap them. Who knows?
So huge shout out to AJ for coming out and saying what's up. We will link his Instagram right here. Make sure to give him a follow if you want to keep up on this build right here.
Thanks for having me out here, guys. It was definitely nice fun meeting both you guys, and Nestor too, even though we saw him at work. But it's definitely fun, and hopefully we can do this again and actually meet up, go to some car meets.
So I think for us, this is like a really cool moment, not only because of the car, but also I think it's like awesome to meet subscribers.
Yeah, man.
And them telling you like their own story.
You know, it just motivates you a lot, you know, that he came up and he was telling us how he watches our videos and all that stuff. Like, I don't know, and then to meet him in person, it's cool. Like, it's humbling. That's all I can say.
Yeah, that's the right word, humbling right there.
What? So we're gonna take a left. Which one is it? Yes, one on the left. Yeah, dude. I think once you see the rollers, you're gonna really like it. Looks good. This looks so good.
Awesome. You want me to pop the hood?
Yeah, let's do it.
Cold air intake. JDM EJ205 swap. TD04, just regular turbo. Next is gonna be a VF37.
Okay.
Bigger. I'm thinking they either go bigger top mount or go front mount. Just for the fun of it, I'm gonna let either one of these two be able to drive the WRX. Just have some fun and see how it feels.
Drive it.
And they're gonna decide.
That's you, buddy. Let's go.
I want Diego to drive it, but he doesn't want to, so I guess I'll do it.
All right. Yeah. I can sit in the back.
I'll go in the back. No, let's go. I'll go in the back. This is
sure?
Yeah, this is your car.
So this is a cool little setup. He's got the, what is it, like a Hawaiian theme type of thing in his car?
Pretty much.
Got the door cards, shift boot, and then the entire headliner. It's pretty sick.
You can definitely feel it more in the higher RPMs.
Yeah.
But
yeah, once it gets up there, you can feel it.
oh yeah, for sure. So what are your thoughts of it? For both of you guys, how do you guys like it?
It runs good, man. I love it.
This motor only has like right around 40K on it too, which is nice. So it's barely even used, which is awesome.
I feel like the wagon just gives it like a comfy feeling.
It does. That's what I was missing too.
Or that family feeling, you know what I'm saying?
No, yeah. back here too. How do you like the space in the back?
Yeah, the space in the back is awesome. Like for us having a kid,
It makes it easier.
it fits literally everything, especially with our car seat. With my sedan, my girlfriend had her knees were up in the dash, so it was always bad for her. But now that we have, it's just way more roomier, so we can actually have a full-on car seat.
Yeah.
She has room. We don't have to worry about it. And then I can actually carry stuff in the back too with the hatch.
So we had a super fun time with AJ. Thank you for coming out, man. Definitely take a trip down to Jackson, where AJ is from, and meet up with him and his buddies.
Anytime,
That was
man.
awesome.
Anytime.
Appreciate it, man.
There you go.
Appreciate it, bro.
No problem.
Be in touch for sure.
Definitely.
We'll try and get that. Because if you guys can come up for Lake Toa, that'd be cool.
No, yeah, no. Let us know the time and date, and we'll head up here. We'll spend the night up here again.